Arthur Brennan expected a disappointing evening. After waiting more than 20 minutes at a crowded cafe for a blind date who seemed unlikely to arrive, he was ready to leave. Tired from a long shift at the hardware store, he figured he'd spend another Friday night alone. Just as he stood up, the cafe door swung open. A woman rushed inside, clearly stressed and out of breath. Holding her hand was an 8-year-old girl wearing flashing sneakers. The woman spotted Arthur immediately and hurried toward his table. "I'm Tessa," she said, trying to catch her breath. "I'm so sorry I'm late." Before Arthur could respond, the little girl began communicating with her aunt using sign language. Arthur recognized it instantly. Years earlier, he had learned some ASL while working alongside a deaf co-worker. Tessa smiled softly. "She says you have kind eyes." The unexpected compliment melted away Arthur's frustration. Carefully signing back, he told the girl he liked her light-up shoes. Her face brightened instantly. The girl was Maya, Tessa's deaf niece. Tessa explained that her sister had failed to pick Maya up from school. Childcare plans had fallen apart. Her phone had died, and everything had gone wrong at once. She admitted bringing a child to a blind date was probably the worst first impression imaginable. Instead of leaving, Arthur stayed. They ordered dinner. Maya happily enjoyed chicken fingers while drawing pictures. As the evening unfolded, conversation came naturally. Arthur learned that Tessa worked as a graphic designer and spent much of her free time caring for Maya because her sister struggled with responsibility. Tessa discovered that Arthur managed inventory at his family's hardware business, loved woodworking, and preferred solving problems rather than complaining about them. By the end of the night, what was supposed to be an awkward blind date felt surprisingly comfortable. 3 months later, Arthur had become a steady presence in both Tessa's and Maya's lives. He joined them for weekend breakfast, movie nights, and everyday moments. Maya especially loved spending time with him because he never treated her differently. One evening, Maya's favorite art shelf collapsed from the wall. Instead of simply repairing it himself, Arthur sat beside her and showed her how to fix it. He taught her how to sand rough edges, apply glue, and use simple tools safely. When the shelf was finally secured again, Maya hugged him tightly. Watching from the kitchen, Tessa realized her feelings for Arthur had grown far deeper than she intended. Then everything changed. Tessa's sister disappeared after being evicted, leaving Maya behind indefinitely. Suddenly, Tessa became Maya's full-time guardian. Her tiny one-bedroom apartment wasn't designed for 3 people. Maya slept on the couch every night. Bills piled up. Legal paperwork covered the kitchen counter. Exhaustion became constant. Feeling overwhelmed, Tessa finally texted Arthur. She explained that she couldn't manage a relationship anymore. Caring for Maya consumed all her energy. She believed ending things was a responsible choice. Arthur read the message quietly. He didn't argue. He didn't beg. Instead, he started thinking. At the hardware store, his eyes landed on partition wall materials and soundproof panels. An idea formed immediately. A week later, Arthur appeared at Tessa's apartment, carrying tools and building supplies. Confused, Tessa reminded him that she had ended the relationship. Arthur simply nodded. "I know," he said. "Now help me move this panel." Tessa stared at him. "What?" "We're building Maya a bedroom." For months, Tessa had worried about problems she couldn't solve. Arthur had found one he could. Together, they transformed part of the living room into a private bedroom, using freestanding wall panels. Maya helped throughout the project, handing over screws and learning how tools worked. Hour by hour, an actual room began to take shape. When everything was finished, Maya stepped into her new space and looked around in amazement. For the first time in months, she had privacy. She had a room of her own. Tears filled her eyes as she ran back and wrapped both Arthur and Tessa in a hug. That evening, after Maya fell asleep in her new room, Tessa and Arthur sat quietly together. "I'm sorry I pushed you away," Tessa said. Arthur smiled. "You don't have to carry every problem alone." Months passed. The apartment slowly became a home. Arthur built furniture for Maya, helped with school projects, and remained exactly what he'd been from the beginning. Someone dependable. One afternoon, while the 3 of them assembled a new desk, Maya watched Arthur and Tessa working together. Then she signed something to her aunt. Tessa laughed. What did she say? Arthur asked. Tessa smiled warmly. She said she was right the first day she met you. Arthur raised an eyebrow. About what? Tessa looked at him. About you having kind eyes. Sometimes love doesn't arrive when life is easy. Sometimes it appears in the middle of chaos, carrying tools instead of promises. And sometimes the strongest relationships are built the same way Arthur built Maya's room, one piece at a time, side by side, proving through actions that no one has to face life's hardest moments alone. Subscribe for kindness, K for kindness, Red Heart.